Welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a movie podcast by filmmakers who talk movies, television, and xenomorphin in the movie theater. I'm your host, Hispanic guy with the dad jokes.
I am not your host, tall guy with a hat who talks.
And I'm your other guy. Insert funny log line here.
What's funny is that if aliens came down and then we described this, they would know exactly which each of us are. It's like, all right. So in this week's episode, Jose has a funny one for us on this one, where he's going to be presenting us some international titles for movies that we know, and he's going to tell them to us, and then me and George have to try to figure out what they are, because as we know, with international, they change the titles so much on these things, it's almost unrecognizable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that was basically the sense. I came across a few posters of movies where I knew what the movie was, but the titles that were on it, I was like, what? Like, they either went very literal or they went in a completely different direction. So I was like, you know what? Let's put this to the test. So I'm gonna present the title, and just off the title, we're gonna try to figure out what type of movie does this seem like, and then we'll actually try to get some guesses of what the actual movie is. So with that being said, let's get right into it, fellas. So the first one, Superpowered Dare Die Team. So first of all, just hearing that title, Superpowered Dare Die Team. Let's start with you, George. If you were to hear that title, describe the type of movie you think it is. What's happening in that movie?
Well, I think I know what movie it is.
Okay.
To begin
don't
with.
think about that.
Okay. Superhero Dare Die Team.
Superpower.
Oh, Superpower. Sorry.
Superpower.
Superpower Dare Die Team. I guess by title alone, I would imagine some kind of Evel Knievel-esque thing here. Maybe some trapeze artists, and like they work for like a freak show circus like thing. And through some weird event, one of their stunts goes wrong, and then some toxic like liquid ends up on them, and they become like the toxic Avenger, but with with like superhero freak show things. And so they end up like saving the world with their daredevil antics.
I like that. What about you, Dan?
So
what type of movie is in your head while you're hearing that title?
So when I'm thinking, I focus on the Dare Die, right? The Dare Die. So I'm thinking it's like, when you're a kid and they had like the Dare to keep, kids off drugs, and almost like tie-dye t-shirts with like a pack of people that are wearing tie-dye t-shirts with Dare across. And it's like, they're like a team that's an aggressive team that's trying to stop kids from doing drugs. So it's like they're super powered in their thing, but like and also like the toxic Avenger, toxic slut.
It's like only you can stop doing drugs.
Yeah. And just tie-dye. So then when you're watching, you're like, I feel like I'm on drugs watching this.
I also focus on the Dare team aspect of it. So I was like, I pictured it being about a double Dare team that turns out to have powers, and now they're knocking off other teams so they can be the final ever double Dare champs, so no one can win after them. So that's what I picture.
So sort of like hidden. What is it? Legends of the Hidden Temple. They have like that.
Yeah.
You're just systematically taking them out during the process. There's only one remaining team.
It's still sure Mark Summers is the host.
Always, yeah.
Making sure it's the final season 2. No one will ever be another champ again.
There is no other season.
Yeah. That's all funny. Right. So with that being said, George said he thinks he has a good guess of what the actual movie is. Yeah. So George, we'll start with you. What do you think the actual movie is?
The Suicide Squad.
Okay, Dan, what would you think it's the actual movie?
It has to be Suicide Squad. So, but I mean, I guess for the sake of this game, I had to pick another title, I guess, right? Should we do something like that?
No, you don't have to. If you think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the Superpowered.
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily the Suicide Squad part, right? Because it's like they're not really superpowered, I guess, even though they have some special abilities, sort of, but it's set in Batman world where there's not really superpowers necessarily, right? Sort of created, I guess.
No, some have powers.
Well, some, yeah, powers, but it's the Dare Die. It's the Dare Die part where I'm like, it sounds. That's why I think it's.
Do you dare to die?
Do you dare to die? That's where I think it's like the suicidal part, because they're daring to die, and then there are a team of
Right?
people. Do we have to guess what country this comes from?
No, no,
No. Okay.
just what the original movie is.
Okay. Then I would say that. But if I had to guess a country, I'd say maybe the Japanese title. Is it the Japanese title?
Okay.
I would guess. I don't know. In my head, I heard it in Russian. We're like super power dare die.
Oh, like Colossus is saying it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like that's a really good guess. I would have gone down that
It's
direction.
not?
Also, it is not.
Oh, I thought it was obviously that one.
Right?
It is actually the all-female Ghostbusters reboot.
That makes
What?
no sense.
What?
That makes no sense.
Yep.
Uh,
And that's actually the title in Canada.
I think this one
Uh,
was China. I think it was in China.
Oh, I was
because
close. I said
but-
Japanese.
yeah, right.
Yeah, because they have something in their regulations is where they don't want people promoting supernatural and ghost aspects, so they can't include that in the title. So this is what they went with.
Dare
So-
Die?
Superpower?
yeah, yeah.
The proton packs, man, they pack a powerful punch.
All right.
Yeah, that's
This next
crazy.
one is
We've been bamboozled, George.
Right?
Hey.
I felt
it's
so
Suicide
confident
Squad.
too. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
got this.
As soon as you said, I was like, it's Suicide Squad. When you said, I was
Yeah.
like, there's no other choice. So I'm like, if I have to force another title, Avengers or something, I would have come up with something superhero group of something, but like Ghostbusters? Jeez.
so yeah, when George said it, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
Dare
Like, I would
Die.
have gone with that.
Like, I mean, okay, die because ghosts, I guess, but like, where's the
Yeah.
dare part? What's
It's
the dare?
daring to go fight ghosts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Lost
I
in
don't know.
translation. Let's just say that much.
Someone didn't
Man.
use Google Translator properly.
All right, this next one's a little bit of a shorter title, and it's just he's a ghost. So you go in, you see that's the title of the movie. What movie are you seeing in your head? Dan, we'll start with you this time.
Easy sequel to Ghost Dad, starring Bill Cosby.
That's what I thought.
He's a ghost. Did you? He's a
That's
ghost.
exactly what I
That
thought.
makes sense. Me and George are on the same
Yes.
path here. We speak NASS, apparently.
See, you guys have the
Okay.
sequel to
Okay,
Go ahead.
so let me paint it then, right? So
Yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like it's he's a ghost. For some reason, if I hear he's a ghost, I don't think anything diabolical. So I'm gonna think something kind of comedic, something somewhat lighthearted. He's a ghost. It sounds kind of quirky in a certain way. Maybe a family-oriented film. That's what I think. Maybe kind of Ghost Dad-ish, something like that you can go and take a date to or something. I guess.
Okay, George, you also had
That
Ghost
was
Dad?
my first initial thought was like thinking like Ghost Dad. The only other thing I could think of is the movie Ghost with
Yeah.
Patrick
Well, you're not
Swayze.
guessing the movie. You're just
Well, no, that's what it made me think of, like something like
Okay.
that. You know what I mean? Where it's just like someone that they knew or or loved is gone, and it's like where did he go? What is he now? It's like he's a ghost. So it's like something to that extent,
Yeah.
or yeah, that's something like that, pretty much.
So funny enough, my premise that I thought of just thinking the title is the sequel to Ghost Dad, where
Yeah,
where
all
he's-
three of us. We speak
That's why I was
snob, man.
laughing. The sequel to
Uh.
Ghost Dad, where he actually died this time and is trying to find a new body to possess to stay with his family.
To stay with because his kids are going to go to the foster care system unless he doesn't do that. So now
Yeah.
he needs to possess a body for the sake of his kids.
Yeah.
Because this time he's a ghost. Because in the original he was just kind of astral projecting. He wasn't really dead. So that's what I thought. Okay, so now
But then he goes into the body of like who's going to go in the body of?
Into his the dog, and then it combines the my dad's a dog movie or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
he's a
love
dog ghost.
Yeah,
Ghost dog.
that doggone ghost.
The doggone ghost.
All right. So what do you guys think is the actual movie?
I guess Ghost.
I guess it's
thought
not
the
Ghost
movie
Dad. I guess it's
Yeah, so I was gonna say Ghost Dad.
Okay, Ghost.
I'm gonna go with
George.
I'm gonna go with Casper, the friendly ghost.
Casper. Those
That's a
are
good
both
one.
good guesses
Oh,
by the
yeah.
title. They would
By the
fit
title
in.
alone, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sixth Sense. They're literally spoiling it in the
Yeah,
title.
yeah,
They're
that
literally
works.
They
spoiling it
just
in the
gave
title.
us
He's
the
a ghost.
ending.
That's great. Well, it depends, because if you're seeing the poster and the poster has the kid, then the whole time you could be thinking like, oh, the kid's the ghost.
Yeah.
The misdirection.
True. True.
So they misdirect us with a misdirect.
Yeah.
So it's like something like that. Yeah.
The
So
whole
it's
time they're
sort
like, of course he can see ghosts. He's a ghost.
Yeah. So instead of Infinity Wars, like 2 tickets to Thanos wins, please. Oh, okay. Give us the ending.
Instead of Fight Club, be like, he's got personality disorder.
Yeah.
He's also a ghost. Like, oh, okay.
See, I can't help but feel a little bit more creative. I feel like with yours, Dan, it would be more like, oh, snap. And then for like Jose's, it'd be like, it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this next one should be a little easier. The boy drowned in the chocolate sauce.
That's so
That's
Okay.
the name of it. So
I hope
before
it's
we
so
get into
easy.
what it is,
I hope so too.
that title, what are you
Okay.
thinking?
The
All right,
boy
George, we'll start
drowns.
with you on this one.
Yeah, that's funny.
The boy drowned in the chocolate sauce.
Okay. Oddly enough, the first thing that came into my head on this one, I'm not saying this is the movie, but you know that the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs started as like a storybook. So I just imagined that storybook, and so like with a kid who was just like eating so much that he just went down into his plate, and he's just like in the plate, and then he just ended up drowning in his food.
Ends up at like 7.
Yeah,
What was it,
exactly.
gluttony?
It's the story of the gluttonous child.
What about you, Dan?
Okay. So it says the boy drowns in the chocolate river
The boy drowned in the chocolate sauce.
and the chocolate sauce. So if I'm hearing that, it could sound almost like a supernatural somebody's like at a haunted grounds or something of a child that drowned in this place and there's like a haunted spirit, a haunted ghost, something supernatural, almost a conjuring type of something. Like if I'm hearing that, it's not giving me fun feels, it's giving me more horrific feels. So I would think it's more of a horror movie that I'm going in to watch. So I would think of something like that, which I would probably go and watch. So you got me. You got my butt in the seat.
I had it's a movie about a family taking the Oregon Trail, desperately trying to save their boy from dysentery.
That's also the dysentery. Nice.
That damn chocolate sauce. Damn.
Yeah, chocolate sauce.
Oh, just imagine so much that you're drowning in it. Just fill up the whole tub.
No. I know you guys don't watch the your mom's house podcast with Tom Segura. That right? Is that accurate to say?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard of it. And I've seen like a couple episodes, but I don't normally.
Okay.
Watch it,
They have some like raunchy, dirty clips, like dirty, filthy to the point where like there's an actual clip of a man in a gimp suit, and he's bathing in a dookie bath.
Ew.
Yeah. So when you said like just drowning in that and like the dysentery, that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Gimp
So
suit.
thanks, Tom Segura.
Oh, man. One guy, one tub.
One tub and one tug. Too far.
What do you guys think is the actual movie?
George, don't even answer it. I already know what it is. Human Centipede.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh,
As soon as
ooh.
you said that, I wrote down Human Centipede on my notebooks because I was like, "There's my answer."
Oh, that poor boy.
Oh. George, what do you think?
I mean, it really is Willy Wonka, though, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's got to be.
Yeah.
But I
That's
guess the
Willy
question is, which Willy Wonka? Is it the OG Willy Wonka, or is it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
It's Willy Wonka and
Okay.
So the original.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So why is Augustus Gloop the one that they focused on of all the characters? Why is that the one?
Because he's
that
the first one to go down. He's the first one.
You're right, which means the movie peaked then, according to them, and it just went downhill from there.
Like, you see no more. That's the title.
No.
No more needs to be seen.
It's not even the Blueberry Girl. It's not even Violet. You're turning Violet. Violet. It doesn't exist anymore. That could have been a better title. Damn. That's funny.
All right. This next one, which is straight to the point and does not hold back. I'm drunk and you're a prostitute.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
George,
Okay.
you see that title. What is the movie?
Man, this doesn't feel like a PG-13 kind of film. Maybe it's NC-17.
Okay.
Was
You
it the
know,
prostitute part?
something about that. Yeah, yeah. It gives me that. You know, it almost gives me like pizza guy vibes could be coming in the next scene.
It's got the special toppings.
Yeah, yeah. So there's not much plot development here. It's just like I can see the movie just opening up. Dude comes out of bar, sees lady. I'm drunk. You're a prostitute. What about you, Dan?
What about you, Dan?
So I think something like a it kind of strikes me as like high-end guy. So like a rich guy. That's what I think. I'm thinking something like
Something with Julia Roberts. Something.
no, not necessarily that one, but like you know how they had like the game with
Michael
Michael
Douglas. Yeah.
Michael Douglas. Not necessarily like the game, but it seems some like Eyes Wide Shut. That's what I'm thinking of. Something
Mhm.
like an Eyes Wide Shut. You have like a rich guy, you have a woman, and some kind of rich people doing rich things, like high-end Illuminati type stuff, like just something like that. Like, I'll wait to stream it if the reviews
With
are good.
alcohols. Yeah.
Yes, with
Yeah.
alcohol.
I'm drunk and you're a
Preferably
prostitute, so we might as well. So,
Yeah. So round up a couple of prostitutes, get some whiskey bottles, and go watch the movie.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe like a rom-com about a cop and a lady of the night who doesn't want to leave her life. And he's got orders that he has to arrest her, so he's like struggling with that. So he ends up like drinking himself until he's completely wasted because he's got to arrest her and she's a prostitute, but he's drunk. I don't know. So what do you guys think is the actual movie?
I think Pretty Woman.
Pretty
I mean,
Woman,
that's the only
George?
movie I could think of with the Lady of the Night.
it's the first thing that pops in my mind, but I was like, I don't remember him being drunk when he went to pick her up. But yeah,
If it
that's
was
the
the
most.
hamster and the if it was the hamster and the prostitute, I get it.
It
I
seems like the
get
most
it.
logical thing.
It is Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh shit, yeah.
Kind of makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah.
Dang, I
Clearly,
did not
straight
think
to
Nick
the
Cage.
point.
I did not think Nick Cage on this one. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Kind of disappointed in us, to be honest. We should have known. We should have saw that one coming.
Right?
Damn.
We've talked about Nick Cage movies before. We've mentioned this
Yep.
movie.
We have.
We've...
Yes, we have. Dang. All right.
All right, next one. Sexy Dance. So,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
what is this movie? What is
Uh,
you see Sexy Dance? What
Okay.
movie are you walking into?
There's a lot of movies that I can think of. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
sexy dancing, a lot of movies,
Uh.
right? So if I hear sexy dance, it sounds like a movie centered around a strip club, perhaps, like another woman of the night, perhaps, or at least one that just works per hour or per dance, per lap dance, maybe. So sexy dance, the whole movie centered around the career of a stripper. And she has this one big event that she has to go and prove to this guy how she can get hired on permanently. Otherwise, she lose the custody of her child. So she has to strip to keep the custody of her child.
And so a little Save the Last Dance in there, where she's got to like
Mm.
audition, like and
Exactly.
dance.
All that.
What about you, George?
Well, everyone knows this is the sequel to True Lies. So once we've uncovered that Jamie Lee Curtis's character's superpower is the power of the sexy dance, she now utilizes this gift
There
to
you
like
go.
infiltrate big crime syndicates around the world, and this is
The
how
dare
she
dies.
stops them.
Dare dies.
Yeah.
And it works every time.
Every time.
Every time. Falls for the same routine.
Many a leaders have been taken down by the sexy dance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had a prequel to Dirty Dancing where Johnny Castle learns to dance after an incident in Jasper, Missouri forces him to give up violence for good.
And that's
Like
how we find out how
location
he
and
got
all.
the name. Yeah, exactly. That's how we got the name Castle.
Yeah. Well, it's a little blend of Roadhouse and Dirty Dancing. All right, next one.
Wait. What was that
title.
one? Was the title?
Wait,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
wait. We have to guess
You
it.
guys, you guys gotta
Yeah.
guess which
Okay.
movie
I'm
is it
gonna
actually.
say Showgirls.
Showgirls.
I was thinking the same thing. Okay, in fact, I'm gonna switch it up. We'll go with Magic Mike.
That's the other option I was gonna say. One of us got to pick one, and one of us
Oh.
got to pick the other.
George,
I
not
have
too
a-
far off here.
I have a third one. I have a third one that I think it could be, but that's what I'm gonna go with.
I have a fourth one that it could be. So go
Well,
ahead.
well, my other one's striptease. It's either Magic Mike or
Okay.
striptease with Demi
Okay.
Moore.
I was gonna throw out Guardians of the Galaxy. Uniform
That's a
one
pretty
right
sexy
there.
dance. That's
That's a pretty sexy dance. I mean, it did big box office numbers.
Yeah, George actually was not too far off, as in there's a connection between one of his choices in this movie.
Oh, that
The
has
movie is
nothing to
actually
do with these
Step Up.
movies.
because of Channing Tatum.
Yeah. You know what? I did think when you first mentioned, I thought, would it be Step Up, Sexy Dance? But then I immediately went to the,
I wouldn't
where
even
we
think of
went.
that. They're high school students. What the
I know. Which means this country is probably somewhere where they have, the
Channing
age
Tatum was
requirement.
damn near 30.
That's true. That's true. He had a receding hairline already.
All right,
Okay.
next movie. One word title:
All right.
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Oh God.
Just Vaseline. All right, George. You walk in to watch Vaseline. What movie are you seeing?
Okay, I'm imagining a wrestling movie
Okay.
because
okay.
like how they back in the day they would like grease themselves up to have like that
Alright.
shine when they are muscular and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's also a form of, I think of like Hungarian wrestling or some shit like that, where they actually put oil on themselves so that they're too slippery to grab. So I can see like that's the thing where like they're just Vaseline cleaning themselves up and they get into like these wrestling matches, something a la like The Wrestler from Darren Aronofsky. So something like that. It's a very serious take. It's going into the depths of like what wrestling really is for that grounded level of storytelling. Vaseline.
What about you, Dad?
As soon as you said Vaseline, I immediately thought prison movie.
But they don't use Vaseline. They use the spit take.
Hey, that's where my mind went. So I see a romantic comedy set in a corrections facility between two men. They have a meet cute there in the courtyard. And the rest takes history from there until one of them has to get transferred to another facility. And will they love continue? Is there a way they can keep the bond through penmanship? We'll find out.
In penitentiary.
Yes. Coming this summer, Vaseline the musical.
Dang, you were close. It was Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Kidding. First thought, I was like, okay, it's there. So while playing with his test tube,
Oh, I'm
while
glad you finished
working,
that second part. While playing
Yeah.
with his test, I was like, what?
while playing with his test tube, late night working at a lab, a scientist accidentally knocks his Vaseline into some experimental chemicals, causing the
Gremlins.
Vaseline to begin to grow. Now the town is in panic as the Vaseline is slowly consuming it.
The Blob. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think is the actual movie?
Bloodsport. They look greased
There
up.
goes your Bloodsport.
Vaseline? What the?
That could be anything. Like,
I'm gonna go with, I don't know, man. I was like, this one blows my mind. Like Vaseline. Like, what the hell could
Wait
this
till
be?
you hear what it is.
Black Swan.
I'm gonna go with it's a boxing movie. Is it one of the Rockies?
Okay, so you go one of
Creed.
the Rockies, then one with Bloodsport.
Mhm.
It is Grease.
Because they put
Now
Vaseline
it
in his
kind of
hair.
makes sense. Now it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Like, jeez, my brain did not go there at all.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, body something. I was thinking Bloodsport. Something.
No matter what was sports, because like, they'll put Vaseline on their face or
Yeah.
whatever.
Damn.
Fucking grease.
Yeah. Jesus, man. And they made a stereotypical term for like a greaser, right? Like Vaseline. Like,
My boyfriend is a psycho. I think George went last first, so damn.
yeah. So my boyfriend is a psycho, so I would automatically think like something where the boy is like stalking her. It's like a whole thing of she meets a new relationship. It's like a thriller, psycho thriller. He's hunting the guy, he's hunting her. Her life's endangered. He's trying to. I would think something like that. So something like I'm not gonna say what
like
the movie's
Fear,
like.
Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like the movie Fear. So it's like a psycho guy and it's like a thriller trying to kill people. Horrific.
What about you, George?
This is actually a comedy where like he's a good boyfriend and everything, but once he gets into his gaming chair and he starts playing Call of Duty, things go awry, and then he starts
You're
whipping
just
out.
describing your life. You're just describing your life, George. So Jen looks over. He's a psycho.
Yep, just racial slurs popping out of nowhere. Probably puts a munch down on Funky Town, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Don't
And she's
even
like, my
recognize
boyfriend, he's
him.
so psychotic.
He's so racist.
Yeah.
I picture it's like a woman finds out that her boyfriend is a serial killer that has like a body count of like over 20, including some of her friends and families that he's taken out, but it's okay because he's hot and she feels she can change him.
And he remembers her birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you guys think is the actual movie?
Okay. So I just thought about this and it just dawned on my head right now. I'm not gonna go with the movie Fear. I'm gonna go with the movie Scream. And I think they give away the ending.
Ah, that's a good one, yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. George?
They all seem too obvious, so I'm gonna go with something that doesn't seem as obvious. I'm gonna go with Edward Scissorhands.
Well, it's Silver Lining Playbook.
What?
I mean, he has mental issues.
Oh
I wouldn't say
man,
he's a psycho.
They went straight to Psycho.
I
forget what
never would have
country it
gone that
is.
way. I never would have
Listen,
thought of that.
Yeah, I forget what country did this one, but they're looking at it. They're like, "Well, he's got mental issues. Psycho, go with Psycho."
They just labeled him.
Yeah,
He's a psycho. I don't even know if they were dating in the
yeah.
movie.
He's got depression. Psycho.
Yeah.
He's got
They had a
anxiety.
love interest. I don't know
Psycho.
if it was ever
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember there was one that I saw when I was a kid, and it was we're in Mexico and I saw the title. So you guys are probably gonna guess this right away. A Pair of Idiots. That was the title.
Oh, Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Just a pair of idiots. I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching another episode of Not a Strong Start. Please like, subscribe, comment, share on the YouTube channel Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, Hispanic guy with the dad jokes. Follow me at King_Sangre.
And I am not your host, tall guy with a hat who talks. And you can find me at This Is Me Nombre on Instagram.
At least it's not Hat Who Talks with Tall Guy. So
Yeah.
Maybe some Harry Potter shit, right?
Exactly.
And I'm your other guy. Insert funny log line here. You could follow me at Nicolopolis.
Don't get Dumbledore. Don't get Dumbledore.
Oh no.